Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. So pretty much just wanted to hop on here and give you some tips or some ideas as to why you might not be losing weight in a calorie deficit. You've been trying and trying for weeks and weeks and weeks. You've been in a calorie deficit and then you step back on the scale and you've lost nothing. If this is kind of similar to what you're going through, then stay tuned for some ideas as to why this might be. Let's get into the video. Idea then as to why you might not be losing weight in your calorie deficit is actually tracking errors. So I'd say personally this is probably one of the biggest issues in terms of why people aren't actually losing weight in their supposed calorie deficit. You may be using things like tracking apps such as MyFitnessPal. You might be using other tracking apps. That's really the only one that I know of. That is a really popular app. So I'm going to refer to MyFitnessPal in this one. So the actual app then has a massive food database where you pretty much just search the food that you're eating, or you can scan it, it depends on your preference, and it will show up with lots of different foods, or it will show up with one specific food, and then it'll have the calories and a specific portion size. Not only are these accounting for different food products, they're also inaccurate based off of the portion sizes. So unless you are weighing out your food on a food scale and you can actually input this into the app accurately, it's going to end up producing a completely inaccurate amount of calories. And then you're adding this in, and throughout the day you might have overestimated or you might have underestimated, and this is pretty much detrimental to your weight loss. So to give an example then, you might eat a lot of chicken. If you scan through the packet of chicken, it will show up with loads and loads of different examples of chicken breast. Each of these will vary in calories, vary in the portion sizes that is actually already logged in, and also will vary in the macronutrients that are included in this. So unless you specifically weigh out the food, you track the actual packaging itself on the product that you have, then the likelihood of it being accurate is quite minimal. There's all different kinds of chicken fillets that come from different areas of the world. You don't know where your food has been transported from. You don't know what that chicken has been fed. You don't know how many calories are in each chicken breast. You don't know how much each chicken breast weighs. So even though on the packaging it might say each chicken breast is, I don't know, 150 calories, the truth is it might not be, because when you open a packet of chicken fillets, is every single fillet the same size? No, it isn't. Is every single chicken fillet going to have the same amount of protein in it? No, it isn't, because they're not the same size. There's all these different factors that come into play that you should consider, because at the end of the day, 30 calories missed off your total daily intake, it could just put you over so that you're not in a deficit anymore. So we've talked about portion sizes, we've talked about app databases. The next issue is oils, condiments and sauces. I know a lot of people tend to not track these because it's only 10 calories. But realistically, are you actually measuring out how much you're using? Are you actually sure of how many calories are in that sauce? I know tomato ketchup is full of sugar and probably quite high in calories based off of that fact. So if you're using tons and tons of ketchup and you're using it several times, that is going to add up. Even if it's 100 calories on top of your meal, 100 calories, it could literally be the difference between your calorie deficit. This is what people tend to miss out on, because if you do this several times a day, there's 100 calories for your sauce, there's 150 calories in a tablespoon of oil. That in total is 250 calories. And then you're not adding in an extra 50 grams of chicken, because on the packaging it said it was only 150 grams, but in actual fact it was 200 grams. So that's what, maybe another 50 calories on top of that. There's 300 calories just in the space of one day if you were to do this. And as I will discuss in my next point, it is 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. So in order to create a deficit, you need to be 3,500 calories below in order to lose 1 pound of fat. 300 calories in one day, that is more than my everyday deficit to lose weight. I do a 250 calorie deficit every single day. So 300 calories is a huge amount, and it can be detrimental to your weight loss. So the next issue then is that you're not giving it enough time. I think a lot of people tend to be quite hasty in terms of weight loss, like they just want to get it done. But as I previously mentioned, 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So when we put it this way, 250 calories per day in a deficit means that you would lose 1 pound of fat in 14 days. So that is 2 weeks to lose 1 pound of fat. So in a month, you're going to lose 2 pounds of fat. And I think a lot of people don't realise just how slow weight loss can be. Burning calories is a lot more difficult than it is to eat calories. It's like one chocolate chip muffin is like 500 calories. To burn 500 calories, you'd have to run for around an hour. So it kind of just shows you like the sacrifices that you are making when you choose to eat these foods. If you are prepared to do the exercise to burn that off, then by all means go for it. Do just bear in mind that it does take more time than what you might imagine. So number 3 then is that you're eating too much junk food. Now, yes, a calorie deficit is a calorie deficit. You will lose weight regardless, as long as you are in a deficit. However, you might not be losing it as efficiently or as quickly as you might be able to if you were eating better foods. So this is one, mostly because junk food really adds up. Like, it's not filling, or for the most part, it's not filling, and it can be eaten really, really quickly because it's delicious. And it also can have lots and lots of calories in it. I think 1 pint of Ben & Jerry's has like 1,200 calories in one tub. Now, if it were up to me, I can sit and eat that full tub to myself in one sitting. So that is almost my whole calorie intake for the day at my basal metabolic rate. So I burn 1,400 at rest, and I'm eating 1,200 in one little ice cream tub. Yeah, I would probably feel a bit sick after eating it. However, you know, you're gonna get over that eventually, and you're gonna need another meal for the day. You can't just have one tub of Ben & Jerry's unless you have some serious willpower. The other reason for this is because your body needs a certain amount of nutrients, it needs a certain amount of vitamins and minerals in order for it to actually be efficient in its metabolism. Your body obviously completes processes of metabolizing every single day. Constantly, it's always happening, we're always burning calories. And obviously we all know that we have to provide certain things for our body in order for it to function properly. If you aren't giving your body enough of the nutrients that it needs in order to complete these processes, then it isn't going to complete them properly. If you go for a run, for example, you might normally burn 500 calories in an hour. If your body isn't being provided with the correct nutrients, the correct macronutrients and vitamins, minerals, maybe your metabolism will work at a 70% efficiency rate. So therefore you're missing out on those extra calories that you could be burning just by fueling your body properly. So this moves me swiftly on to my 4th point then, and that is that you're eating too little. I know a lot of people, like I say, can be hasty in terms of weight loss and they just want to get it done, they want to see results straight away. But this is such a huge mistake, and it is so bad for you in the long term. If your calories in are too low, your body is so smart, and in turn your metabolism will actually decrease. So your body will do things in order to basically reduce its energy output. If it's not getting enough calories in, it won't willingly release the calories out. In order to stop this from happening, you need to be consuming at least your BMR. So there are like TDEE calculators, which is your total daily energy expenditure, and you can work that out on all kinds of different websites. Obviously, once again, I will reiterate, they're not 100% accurate, but they are the closest thing for you to follow. Everyone needs a guideline, everyone needs somewhere or some sort of idea of where they need to start, so this is the best way to do that. Do not jump in and start reducing your calories by like 1,000. You are only going to damage your metabolism, and it honestly takes so much more time to get back to its normal rate than it does to drop. Make sure that you look after your metabolism and don't just destroy it because you want to lose some weight quickly. Do it slowly, do it over a period of time, it will come, and don't forget, any progress is progress. Be proud of the fact that you are actually still making progress instead of thinking, oh, but I only lost 0.5 of a pound. Like, 0.5 of a pound is 0.5 of a pound. Be happy about it. Applaud yourself for even getting there. Applaud yourself for even doing enough to lose that weight to begin with, instead of beating yourself up about it's not enough. My final point is that you're actually forgetting to value other things outside of focusing on what your calorie intake is for the day. This can be things like your mental health, your stress, anxiety, all that kind of stuff, life organization, sleep, your water intake. All of these different things are huge game players in the game of weight loss. Trust me when I tell you, Drinking water has a huge impact on how much weight you will lose. The amount of sleep you get has a massive, massive impact on how much weight you will lose because they have a hormonal effect on your body. Things such as stress hormone is cortisol, and increased levels of cortisol in your bloodstream will actually cause you to struggle to lose weight. Personally, I don't actually know the science behind why cortisol does this, but I do know that peaks in cortisol in your bloodstream will prevent you from losing weight. Not necessarily prevent you completely, but tend to slow it down. Studies do show that increased stress levels mean that you will actually lose weight at a slower rate. You really need to be focusing on looking after your mental health because things like hormones do have a role to play, and if these are out of whack, then you're not going to be losing the maximum amount of weight that you could be losing from the things that you're doing. And it can be so stressful to be in a calorie deficit and to not lose weight. So knowing and pinpointing where the stress is coming from and acting on this to change the way you feel, change your mindset, get organized, fix the problems that are causing the stress, causing the anxiety, and gradually you should see some changes. So that is everything for today's video then, guys. I hope that this helps you out a little bit. If it does, then please don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want to see any more content from me, then don't hesitate to click one of the videos on the screen, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!